back live again. I just did a shorts kiss, Beth, and I'm just going to go over what that reading was about for you. It says there's news coming about a fun time that's going to bring you peace. So it's sensitivity. It's sensitive, but it's going to bring you peace. It's going to bring you comfort. And they want you to stay in self-expression. So make sure that you're open and honest. Soulmate is the key. It's time for that golden opportunity, and you have the power. So that was the shorts. Then I want to give you an astro update. So I want to thank everybody. We've been doing so much in astro. And two things they wanted me to tell you. One is I had a visitor, well, three things. One, I had a visitor this morning, Ricky the raccoon. So that's significant whenever we have our animals visit us. And we actually get to see them and talk with them. And I did. So Ricky the raccoon. Then we had in astro 2 days in a row, upon awakening, okay? Upon awakening, the last thing that I felt and I remembered is very significant because they want me to share it. Now, it wasn't yesterday, but it was the day before. I woke up and what I remember is the sliding door was left open and I was rescuing the animals that needed to be rescued, and there was a raccoon that bit one of the animals, so I actually had one of the animals that was injured, and I think there were 3 animals I was bringing in the house. Okay, then we went to Hallows Eve the next day and we took care of business, which I did a thorough talk on yesterday pretty much in the shorts. Then today I seen the raccoon. So you see that is significant. Now, the thing about today when I woke up is I was at a place with my old mission partner doing the old things of being a landlord, right? Old timeline and lower timeline, I should say, because all the timelines are going at the same time. It's just which one are you going to reside on. So I was on a lower timeline with my old partner doing the landlord stuff, and everything was fine, and then the next minute everything was not fine. Okay, and houses were destroyed and upset, people were destroyed and upset. It was like a mess, and I'm not sure what caused the mess. I don't know if it was a catastrophic event or a weather event or just, I don't know. But it was just, everything was never going to be the same again, right? So you can take what you want from these, but what Astro wants me to tell you is that things can change in a second. So be very grateful. So I woke up being very grateful, obviously. But things can change in a second. Like, look at what happened to Jamaica. 1 minute you're vacationing, the next minute the whole island is wiped out. Or not the same, right? So you hear this a lot, but when it's in the energy, that means to really be aware of it. So the two times I woke up, it was just a feeling of, it's just a feeling of anxiety, but then it's a feeling of gratitude because you know that it was a lower timeline. So I just wanted to put that out there because Astro wants you to know that things are changing and they're changing on a dime. Okay, they're changing really quick. Okay, and then the shorts today, you know, it was talking about Beth by Kiss. You know, it's really, whenever I hear that song, I tear up, and I remember them days where your partner was at work, your partner was touring in a band, whatever he was doing, she was doing, and you couldn't be with them. Well, times are changing now, and I'm telling you, these old timelines are no longer in existence for us on the higher timeline. So we're getting glimpses of this so we don't go back. Because the new timeline, 5D and higher, I'm with my mission partner, spouse, twin, whatever you want to call them, divine being, right? And we're together constantly. We're like one, and it's just so exciting. I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but you are with your divine partner, 5D and higher. We want them to come in physically, so that's what we're working on, okay? And this reading said soulmate is the key. It's time for that fun opportunity, and you have the power. So instead of sitting there saying, oh, I don't believe that crap, or oh, that's not for me, well, then that's what you're going to get. But if you're sitting here saying, oh, that's awesome, Miss Mystic, I really like that, I'm so glad, well, then that's what you're going to get. You make your own timeline. So if I wanted to wake up and fall back into that old timeline, I can, but I choose not to. And Astro wanted me to tell you about this because right now we're going through a big test. And I know you keep thinking, oh, the tests are over. Yeah, the tests are over, but they're never over. We live for eternity, and we're going to be tried and tested, and in this not movie, because the movie is going to end, but we're in this assignment with God, our assignment with the universe for eternity. And eternity is a long, long time. So we're going to go ahead and do the other cards. I'm going to go in the other room, okay, and flip you around here. These other cards are talking really, really awesome, okay? We have a 9 of Swords in reverse, was the first card out, and that is absolutely wonderful. Because you're not holding any anxiety, you're letting it go. Just like I let it go when I woke up and I turned it into being grateful. Then we have the monitoring spirits, and what I'm getting from this is spy energy. Not so much demonic spirits, but I'm getting a lot of targets on your back. You're being watched. You're being spied on. Good and bad. And then I'm drawn to how his hoodie, the table is making his hoodie into how it usually looks. Instead of being cut off, the table just put the rest of his hoodie on. And I'm drawn to, that's actually the card. It's not the table, but the table looks just like the card. Okay, then I have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and what they're telling me here is that you are determined, you are intelligent, you're a truth seeker, you're ambitious and successful, but they're telling me the word on the side, action, is not being played out yet. As you see the 8 of Spades, you're still stuck. And the reason you're stuck is because that communication, that 8 of Wands and another 8 of Spades, 8 of Swords, the communication hasn't come in yet. What we just said on the shorts hasn't come in yet. What we are looking forward to hasn't come in yet. So we still feel stuck. And therefore, we're in a Knight of Swords energy, but we can't take action yet because something hasn't happened. Now, the Gossip was in reverse, and that's good because you're not listening to that bullshit. You're saying, nope, I'm not going to listen. And that's what we said a few days ago. So that's good. There's also communication that's keeping you stuck. And what I'm getting here with this addiction card, it's kind of like if you were going to go into a rehab and you had to wait on some communication. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. Also, like if you were going to buy a house and you had to wait for it to sell. You're getting a divorce because somebody had an addiction and you have to wait for the divorce proceedings. Money, you're waiting for money to come in. Something is keeping you stuck. Something is keeping you stuck and you're waiting for that communication to come in. Okay? But it's on the way. We saw that in the shorts. Your hard work is paying off. Your Eight of Pentacles. And you're supposed to go forward fearlessly, St. Michael says. And then we have this card they want me to talk about, so we're going to go into the light here. Yep, confirmation. Six of Chalices. This is Jesus and the children. Remember the mission. The mission's all about the children. So don't get too into money and don't get so into yourself that you forget about the purpose of the mission. This is Mark 10:14. When Jesus saw this, he was indignant. He said to them, "Let the children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these." Mark 10:14. So big time remember the children. This is Six of Chalices. Usually Six of Cups is thinking about the past. But we want to focus on, the past. Why are we here? Because lifetime after lifetime, we kept saying, as Joan of Arc said, "I'll be back. You can kill me, you can burn me, but I'll be back." Then 25 years later, she gets acquitted on all charges. Oh well, right? Six of Chalices, remember the mission. Okay, I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.